Hey all, my name is Kurt. Hey, here's Trent. Welcome back to SLB, Basement Bourbon Bar. Trent, today we got part 2, Buffalo Trace Distillery Review. Had a great time with Benchmark and the lower shelf budget stuff.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. But on the bar top today, we got some pretty classy bottles up here.
And for the record, this is our second time shooting because the first time I forgot to start the microphone. So we might be a little bit more plastered than usual at the end, which that's a good time. But we're going into this. We started drinking today at 11:30, so it's going to be a good time.
It's not as bad as what you think. We had the opportunity. One of our local bourbon clubs that are on Facebook extended their hospitality to us to help them taste and pick out a barrel. So we had a little barrel pick tasting locally here in Valpo at noon. So yeah, we sipped a few little bourbons for a couple hours, but we're fine. Trust me, we're fine. This kid, is he ever fine? I'm not really sure.
Nope.
You know, that's a whole other argument. But it's all right. I'm excited. I want to get into this.
Yeah.
I really do. This is one I've kind of been looking forward to be truthful with you. So on the bar top, Trenton, we got Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, Blantons, Elmer T, and RockHill Farms. Now, the RockHill Farms is not my bottle. It's not your bottle. Unfortunately, we're losers and we don't have that bottle.
Yep.
My brother is nice enough to let us borrow his bottle for this show. So what I wanted to do, but I didn't do it, I wanted to fill our glasses right up to the top for the video for my brother to see of his RockHill Farms.
Or put this in a decanter and give this back to him empty, be like, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
We broke it. Or
I know.
It was really good, so we had the whole thing.
Yeah, but hey, that's all right. We can't get everything. You just can't, especially when it comes to Buffalo Trace. So thanks, Kent, for allowing us to use your bottle. And it's got to be great because I really wanted to put this one in this group because it matches up pretty similar on the proof points and things like that. So what you got here, Trenton, on your far right to left on your glasses, it lines up exactly what you see on the bar top, okay?
All right.
So very first glass that we have that we're going to check is actually Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is mash bill number 1, which is the low rye mash bill, okay? 90 proof. And in our area, it costs about $24.
Okay.
I just bought 2 of these a couple of weeks ago. I don't know about you, but for me, I see Buffalo Trace in our area at least a dozen times or so a year, every so often.
What's weird is that I didn't realize that regular Buffalo Trace was allocated in certain areas.
Right.
Some of the comments that I've read are people are like, "Where are you finding Buffalo Trace for $26? I can't even find the regular stuff." And I can go out and probably find a case right now and buy it. I know that one of the stores by us, it's limit 2 when they get them in, but there's a couple stores that just have it on the shelf all the time.
Right. And I read the comments. I read every one of them, and I try to answer as many as I can. And it is astounding. Some I've never seen it, and some I can walk tomorrow to the shelf and pick it up.
Yeah.
It's strange how that happens, but to me, Trenton, for the price, if you get this for the $25 price tag, it's really good.
It is really good.
It's traditional bourbon flavors, nothing deep, not a ton of depth, but you get that caramel toffee with a little bit of light oak in there. Very pleasing, very smooth, easy sipper. Pretty nice for the price tag.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite $20 bourbon that I've had, but I mean,
I can follow you there.
Yeah.
But, like we talked about in the last video, you get into that $20 to $28 price range.
A lot of competition.
A lot of competition there, a whole bunch. But for some out there, I can see this being one of their favorites because it's pretty solid. Sure. Now, if you get up to that $50, $60 price range, I get it. Now, I would pass all day long. $50, $60, $70, $80. No. But, for somewhere around MSRP or somewhere close to that, a really nice bottle. Nice one to have. All right, Eagle Rare. Hear about this all the time. Eagle Rare, 10-year. This one also is mash bill number 1, so low rye mash bill. Okay, it's 90 proof. And I had to get up with you today on the price on this because it's been a while since I purchased one. And I think you told me right now around our area it's $37 or $38.
Yeah, I just found one on Saturday for $37.99. The weird thing is that it was a Saturday night. And I found it just sitting in a case somewhere. Normally it comes in 9-10 o'clock and it's gone in an hour.
Usually.
Yeah,
right.
But I was kind of surprised to see I picked one up.
Now, back in the day when I bought a few of these, and I say back in the day, a year or two ago, it was low 30s.
Yeah.
But you said it's like 38 now, which is still, that's not too bad.
A lot of stuff has gone up MSRP $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 just in the last year or so.
That's pretty darn good, bud. I will say, I don't know if you've kept track, but Eagle Rare doesn't really fare well for me in blind tastings. I don't believe it was ever in the bottom of the pack in blind tasting, but it's always around the middle somewhere. Does that sound about right? That's to my memory.
Yeah, I think, oddly enough, right now, like, I'm kind of digging this a little bit more.
Yeah, and I can see why, because truthfully, to me, Eagle Rare is a pretty nice sip.
Yeah.
It sips to me under the proof, 90 proof. It's not hot whatsoever. It's really nice. Maybe there's a little bit of sweetness there. And it isn't really, to me, a caramel or a toffee. It's more of a light brown sugar, maybe a honey note in there or something like that, to me. And then I do honestly get a little bit of a cherry note, a little bit on that finish.
You get a little bit of orange too. That's just me though.
Yeah.
But
the flavor profile is quite a bit different than the Buffalo Trace, so I can see why you'd say that.
Yeah.
And this one again, it may not fit your flavor profile as to me or to anyone else out there, could be different, but for that price tag, $38, 10 years stated,
I still buy them when I see them.
it's good. It's a good bottle. And again, I want to stress, you get to that $70, $80, $90, $100, you're just spending money you shouldn't have to. There's so many good bourbons in that price category, but for the right price, an excellent sip, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Big Daddy,
the coveted,
the most controversial bourbon I think that's out there for.
This is from 2018.
Is that right?
It's taking you 4 years to polish this bad boy off.
Yeah, well.
Mine's from 2020. And it's still like
right
why? About that mark.
Because I have to milk it. Because every time I get a couple, you give them away.
Yeah, well. Some people just can't find them, so I like to.
No, that's okay. I'd rather you be generous than a hoarder. It's one thing I can't stand is a bourbon hoarder. Oh.
Blanton's doesn't usually fare well for me.
Go first, because I know it doesn't.
It's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I really want you to be honest here. And it's not like you never are. I'm just saying, I really want you to be truthful, honest of your feelings, of what you think. And I know, because, we're together all the time, and I know you're not the biggest fan of Blantons.
And I'm not trying to rip on it because it's like a cool thing to do or whatever, but I wish it wasn't $60 because there's so many better ones for $60 or less, and they're easier to find. They're on the shelf all the time. The flavor profile is a little bit thin, and it's kind of a one-noter. I get like a little spicy, maybe like a little orange peel, something or another, and that's kind of where it falls off.
Yeah, in all honesty, and I apologize I didn't give you the rundown before we sipped, but it is 93 proof. It bumps up a couple. Now this goes to the mash bill number 2, so this is a little bit high rye.
Yeah.
And right now, from what I've seen in our area trend, it's up around $65.
Really?
Yeah. That's a little bit, and he's 100% correct. You've got a ton of options in that $50 to $65 range that are fabulous. I mean, top notch.
And I'll say it.
Old Forester 1920. I mean, we could go on and on.
Yeah.
I get a little bit more flavor out of that than you do. I do get a little caramely, like maybe a little raisin note, but I'm 100% on your bandwagon with that orange note.
Yeah.
Absolutely get that every time. However, I agree with Trenton, though it is a tad bit thin to me, a little bit. And there's another case in point, like the Eagle Rare, the Blantons really doesn't fare well in my personal blind tastings that we've had here. It's usually around the middle of the pack. However, I say all that to say this, and I'll try to make it as quick as possible. I absolutely love the bottle. I love the little horsey on top. It looks awesome on the shelf. There's no doubt about it.
One of the coolest bottles out there,
without question. And I can understand why a lot of people would like to collect this bottle. Now, where I draw the line and where I personally have a hard time is when you're willing to tackle your grandma on the way to make sure you get one of these bottles. I just don't quite. Well, I just don't quite, understand that. And listen, I had somebody comment just the other day. No, I think it was a direct message, whatever you want to call that. And he asked me, and he kind of felt bad to even say it. He said, "Listen, I kind of feel bad because I watched your show for a while, but I purchased one for $109. But I absolutely never see it, and I just really wanted one. Will I ever buy another one for that particular price point? Probably not, but do you think I'm an idiot?" That's basically what he asked me. And let me tell you something. You are the customer. We're only up here giving our thoughts, 100%. I'm going to promise you one thing. I overpaid for several bottles right at the beginning, and one of them is this little puppy we're going to get to next. So we've all done that. We've all been there. We can't find one forever. You're the customer. If you feel good about it, that's fine. Me personally, I really don't understand the extreme hype that comes along with a Blanton's bottle. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Sits well on the shelf, and it's actually a pretty nice sipper. But is it top shelf that you can buy for that price category? No, not really. To me, to us, it's not. So that's where I'm at with it, and I just feel bad. I think it's more than anything else. I got over the consensus. I get irritated or mad or angry. I just don't do that. I feel bad when some people line up for this bottle for $250.
That's insane.
And it happens all the time, and I just feel bad because, it's just not worth that. No. You'll find one, you'll get one, and it's well worth having something. Let's hope you can get one for around MSRP, close to it, somewhere in that range. And enjoy it slowly, as you see, like I did, so you don't have to fill it up or replace it so often. So, all right, we spent enough time there. I apologize, dude. You're going to get on me for this editing. Took forever on that Blantons. Let's move down to Elmer T. All these on the bar top, though, have a lot of opinions, dude. A lot of opinions. So let's get on with it. Elmer T. Mash Bill number 2. All right. It is 90 proof. And now I had to get this from you too. MSRP, or what you might see it for in the store, is close to $50 now. It's like $46, $48 if you can buy it for the right price. I know a year or two ago you got yours for $38. $34, whatever. Yeah. I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
I opened mine 6 or 8 months ago, and I've had one sip out of it. So I haven't had a ton of it. I think having it here once, and then the pour I had at my house is the only time I've had it.
Now, this is the one I told you I might as well put it out there. I paid $150 for that bottle. Okay.
Yeah.
Would I ever do that again? Absolutely not. But I was overzealous and a little bit anxious. This is before we even started the channel. Never saw it. Found a guy on Craigslist. There are more than that online.
About 300.
So I thought, I'll get it because I never see it. Well, I got another one waiting in there that I got for $50. So we're good. To me, though, this is an extremely homey type bourbon. It just makes me feel. I want to get into my recliner, and I want to sit there with a little pour of this, with a little blankie over my legs, trying. But it's like, it just feels like home to me. I really, really like this one. It's just nice. What can I say? What do you got?
I don't get the blanky homey feel that you do, but it is good. Would I pay $150 for it? No, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't. But if you're having a difficult time finding it, I think $150 is really not a bad price in terms of.
If you can't find it anywhere, never have found it. But, I understand that. I try to be understanding.
Yeah, but 90 proof. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot better than Blanton's personally, but.
Me too.
That's just
a little light oaks and brown sugar, and there's some kind of fruity thing going on there somehow, a little bit too. But to me, it's
sweet tarts.
No
fruitcake.
No, definitely not that. It's a little bit creamy. It's just nice. It's just comforting to me, and that's what I think about it.
Yeah.
So I like it. All right, buddy. We're going to move on to the last one. Let's get to the last one. I'm interested in this. I'm looking for this in RockHill Farms. 100 proof, another one that's a mash bill too. So a little bit higher rye there. And it roughly about $65 if you can find it for MSRP. And again, I've never seen it, so I had to look that up.
Wow.
Go ahead. I got to take my sip.
The extra 10 proof compared to the Elmer T. Lee that this has really makes it really good. That's one thing that I miss about these two. I mean, really all these is the proof point. I typically drink stuff that's cask proof, cask strength, whatever.
I drooled a little bit.
It's good.
It's that good.
So this is a really nice, refreshing Buffalo Trace product. I know that you can get like BTAC and stuff is like 115 plus proof, and you know that's just almost impossible to find. This is almost impossible to find too. But if you can find a pour of it at a bar to have it, just so you know if you like it or not before you either go spend secondary price on it or below that.
Right.
But
well,
that's good.
A little bit on the tasting notes there, Trent. What I don't get in there is a molasses or any dark notes like that. But this is by far what's on the bar top today, the most complex sip of the day. And I really like it because it's like a light vanilla, but you get like a toasted sugar in there too, like a not like note. Brown sugar, but like a toasted type of a sugar note, sweet. But it evolves from there and goes a little bit more of a baking spice, and it gives you that depth. Not the dark like the molasses and deep brown sugar. I don't get that, but really, really a pleasant sip, man. Really nice, Ken. Thanks for letting us try that. That's really good. Might be a few days before I give you that one back. How's that? But, all right, Trent, let's wrap this up. I've been forever. I apologize. I know I talked a lot on this one, but obviously I think I know your favorite is RockHill Farms.
Oh, yeah.
And we pretty much discussed it all. In my opinion, all these on the bar top tonight are worth a buy if you can get it for the right price. And that's where I'm coming from. Don't be duped into thinking you have to run out there on these sites, Facebook sites, websites, and pay $300, $400, or $500 and more for these bottles. I just feel bad for that. It's not like I haven't made the mistake, in some purchases. You're the customer. Ultimately, it's your decision. But all of these, I think, are nice quality sips. By far, I think the RockHill Farms as well is really, really, really nice.
Yep.
So, hey, one thing real quick. This is just our opinions. As always, you guys, drink what you like, the way you like it. Okay? We had a few comments on the last video, disagreeing or whatever, and I think that's 100% fine. Some of them liked some of the bourbons we didn't like, vice versa, whatever.
Hey, that's cool.
So when it comes to what we review, and especially these distillery reviews, right? Drink what you like, the way you like it. It's not going to hurt our feelings, is it?
Nope.
Not at all. So if you disagree, that's A-okay by me. We want to hear about it in the comments. Sorry I rambled on. This is important to me, so I wanted to give you our true and honest thoughts. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. See you next time, right down here with the both of us, for part 3, Buffalo Trace Review. See you later.